there's a disturbing story by Simon Benson in today's Australian. This is really, I think, the biggest story to date. Swissport, which is Australia's largest aviation ground operation company, is to axe more than 80% of its workers within days and begin liquidating critical airport assets. What's this mean? Well, it means post-coronavirus, the aviation industry, airlines, would be shut down. Ground operations are essential for the safety of aircraft, baggage handling and security. Now, I said yesterday, it's one thing to turn your back on Virgin, but Qantas will shortly be in the queue as well. If this outfit, Swissport, starts selling some of its assets, and that's what we're going to do, and you've seen them all, we take them for granted on the tarmac, there's baggage loading, equipment, aircraft, towing trucks, stairs and container loaders, all that stuff, the aviation industry can't function. There is talk that 1.2 billion in assistance has gone to the aviation sector. I am not aware that Virgin, for example, has seen a cent, and I understand ground operators have seen nothing. But if you shut down ground and flight safety operations,
Where's it gone?
No one knows where it's gone, but it certainly hasn't gone to Virgin and not to these ground operators. You see, the issue is if you shut down these operations across the country, you are shutting down the aviation industry. Now, metropolitan and regional involved. This is where government can come unstuck. You've got a Transport Minister, McCormack, who's Deputy Prime Minister, who is simply not up to the job, not capable of digesting the detail, and certainly not capable of fashioning an appropriate response. In the light of what I've just explained to you and what Simon Benson has splendidly written today, that is, the whole ground operations in the aviation industry are to be liquidated. Workers highly trained in security, 2,000 will be made redundant within 5 to 10 days. Baggage handling equipment, aircraft towing trucks, stairs, container loaders. What does McCormack say? He says he had correspondence from the company on Monday and he urged the company to access the JobKeeper program. This bloke's got no idea. And this is the domino effect. See, Virgin owes Swiss... What?
I was just going to say, how many of them are going to be there when we resume normal operations? See, people will go off and find other things to do.
Yeah, well, there'll be none there. You can't reinstate all of this. This is my point. I mean, and the multiplier effect, you see, Virgin owes Swissport several $1 million in unpaid bills. So Swissport become a victim, but the ultimate victims are us. This is one of these invisible companies. The work just gets done. You take it for granted. But the frontline staff are also trained to be alert to terrorism and criminal threats at our airport. All this equipment will be gone. All the skills are gone. How does aviation get back into business? If this company's not there, there is no aviation. This is a pretty serious issue. For example, if the green light were given post-pandemic, it may take months to crank up all these operations again. So planes would not be allowed to fly. They can't because of limited ground operations. Swissport is the largest supplier of ground operations in Australia. It services most regional airports and the majority of Virgin, Jetstar, Tiger and even Qantas on regional routes and some domestic routes. But they also service 25% of all international flights coming in and out of the country. No responsible minister of the Crown should allow this to eventuate. The government put the economy into a coma. You've heard me say, with our money, the government's got to find life support.